U.S. Visa Interview Waiver Program to end what changes and how it will affect you from September 2, 2025. The United States will end the Interview Waiver Program, popularly known as the Dropbox Facility, for most non-immigrant visa categories, including work and student visas. The program currently allows certain applicants renewing visas to submit their documents at a designated location without attending an in-person interview at a U.S. consulate, provided they meet eligibility criteria such as having a clean visa history or falling into specific age groups. This has helped many travelers, especially in high-demand countries like India, avoid long waits for interview slots. The change will now require almost all applicants to attend an in-person interview with a U.S. consular officer, ending these exemptions. Of the policy change, announced on July 25, is part of the U.S. government's push to enhance security and comes under President Donald Trump's sweeping immigration overhaul, the One Big Beautiful Bill Act signed on July 4. Officials argue that the tighter rules will improve vetting, but immigration advocates warn that the change will increase backlogs and delays, particularly for countries like India, which sends a large number of H-1B workers to the U.S. And the new rule covers almost all non-immigrant visa categories, including H-1B and H-4 work visas, L-1 intra-company transfer visas, F and M student visas, and O-1 visas for individuals with extraordinary ability, as well as J-exchange visas. Crucially, it also applies to children under 14 and seniors over 79, who were previously exempt from interviews. All these applicants will now be required to appear in person before a consular officer at a U.S. embassy or consulate. The changes will also affect many B1, B2 tourist and business visa renewals, although some narrow exceptions remain. NAN and interview waivers will still apply in a few situations. Holders of diplomatic or official visas, including those under categories A1, A2, C3 except attendants or personal employees, G1 through G4, NATO 1 through NATO 6, and TECRO E1, remain eligible for waivers. Certain tourist and business visa renewals may also qualify, but only if very specific conditions are met. The visa must be a full validity B1, B2 or border crossing visa renewed within 12 months of expiry. The applicant must have been at least 18 years old when the prior visa was issued. There must be no history of visa refusal or any ineligibility, and the application must be submitted in the applicant's country of nationality or residence. Even in such cases, consular officers retain the discretion to require an interview on a case-by-case basis. NAN and the end of the Dropbox program for most categories is expected to significantly increase demand for interview slots at U.S. consulates. This will likely lead to longer wait times, travel disruptions, and logistical challenges for applicants. For H-1B and other work visa holders, this could mean delays in returning to the U.S. after travel abroad, affecting employment start dates and project timelines. Students, exchange visitors, and families may also face difficulties in aligning travel with academic or personal schedules. The impact is already being felt. Although the official implementation date is September 2nd, some Dropbox appointments scheduled for August and early September have already been canceled, with applicants instructed to attend in-person interviews sooner than expected. NAN and those currently eligible for Dropbox renewals, especially H-1B workers, are being advised to complete the process before September 2nd to avoid mandatory interviews. Employers and educational institutions may need to plan for potential staffing and onboarding delays. All applicants should regularly check the U.S. Embassy and consulate websites for updated appointment procedures and availability. NAN and alongside the Dropbox policy shift, the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services USCIS has issued a major policy update related to the Child Status Protection Act (CSPA). Under the new rule, a visa will now be considered available For CSVA age calculation purposes based on the final action dates chart in the Department of State's Visa Bulletin, rather than other metrics, swipe left for next video. Immigration advocates warn that this could have severe consequences for children of high-skilled immigrants from countries with long green card backlogs, particularly India and China, as it increases the risk of them aging out before becoming eligible for permanent residency. In addition, the U.S. has announced a $250 visa integrity fee, set to take effect in 2026. Designed as a form of security deposit pegged to inflation, the fee may be refunded if visa holders meet compliance criteria. Latest blogs.